Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Ammar, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Jordan McKitrick, the founder and CEO of JTM Sourcing, a full-service supply chain and sourcing firm that helps brands scale through global product development, vendor management, and logistics strategy. Jordan has worked with major e-commerce companies and DTC brands to bring high-quality products to market efficiently and reliably. His blend of operational rigor and global sourcing expertise has made JTM Sourcing a go-to partner for businesses navigating the complexities of manufacturing and fulfillment. Jordan, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. Happy to tell you about my story and what I'm doing and where I'm going with it.
I'm excited to dive in. I always like to start from the beginning. So take us back to before you started JTM Sourcing. What were you doing at the time? And then what was really the motivation behind starting the company?
Yeah, so I got a little bit of an interesting background. Graduated from college, couldn't really find a job. It was in 2010. Started a insurance agency under a very large global brand. And I was always coming up with these catchy slogans, catchy phrases that kind of go along with the insurance world. And being part of a global insurance company like that, they had certain restrictions around what you could do, what you could say, what you couldn't do. And I was always in that gray area.
Mm.
And I like coloring in that gray area a little bit, but at the same time, you also know who writes your checks at the end of the day. So you more steer more towards the safe side of things. And after a few years being there, I ended up deciding to leave the insurance world, but it's always in the back of my mind that I had this gift of trying to create and do certain things within that. And after being part of a few different industries and going through mergers, acquisitions, layoffs, things of that sort, I finally got the opportunity when COVID came out, or when COVID happened, I should say, that I had the time to really invest into certain areas of what I wanted to do moving forward. And one of those things was starting my own company in this side of things. And I started doing it for friends, family, things of that sort, just creating shirts, creating gifts, all those things, because I really like the hyper personalized side of it.
Mm.
And I got really good at doing what I was doing, that a bunch of my business friends that own businesses came to me and said, "Hey, if you started an LLC with this, I would buy stuff from you because then it'd be a marketing expense." So I started doing that. And here I am today. I have tons of clients, tons of return clients. I do everything in-house. I touch every product that I create, which it's part of my scaling issue is I do virtually everything for it. And I also have a full-time job outside of it as well.
Wow.
It's just one of those things that I just like the idea of creating and being part of that small, mid-sized business community. It's exciting to see where I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. Let's give the listeners a little bit more context into JTM Sourcing today. So let's start off. Who is your ideal customer? And then what are the different offers and services that you provide?
Yeah, so my main client today is it's evolved a little bit, but my main client today is really 100 employees and under. And the main reason for that is you can't be everything for everyone. And I really found this nice, healthy little niche in the marketplace that the 100 employee companies and under are really a forgotten part of the commercial business world when it comes to personalized merch, personalized promotional items, things of that sort. If you think about a lot of the competitors that I have to go against, most of them have one of two things or both. They have minimum order quantities and or they have setup fees for everything that you have to buy from them. So if you're a 30-person company and there's a minimum order quantity of 75. Either
Mhm.
each of your employees are going to get two of whatever item you're ordering, or you have to figure out how do we warehouse or how do we store these 45 additional items. With me, I've really built my business off of no minimums, no fees, just possibilities. And I
Mm,
really like that mantra of it doesn't matter if you want to order one item, if you want to order 100 items, if you want every single item that you're ordering being personalized to each employee, to each person, whatever that may be. I've really built it off of that simply because everybody likes to be individuals. Not only that, everybody wants to feel like they are as important as the next person.
mm,
So for me, it's really doing that. And the prices that I have, they may be the same price as what you may get elsewhere. A lot of times I'm less expensive, sometimes a little bit more expensive. It's
yeah,
just the fact of everything that I do is really hyper focused and hyper personalized to whoever I'm helping.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so that's really what my business kind of been built around with that.
yeah. Expand a little bit on what it is exactly that you're offering to these different companies, because I'm sure there's some people listening that don't really understand that part.
Yep, absolutely. Perfect question. If you want a logo or a picture virtually on anything, I can do it. So think of the things that your employer or you being the boss, you give out to your employees. If it's customized mouse pads, if it's customized tumblers, glass tumblers, shirts, polos,
Yep.
you pretty much name it. If you want a logo or a picture on something, I can probably do it.
Got
Not
it.
only that, it's been really exciting when companies come to me and they bring up new ideas that I've never thought of. It's
Yeah,
cool when they're like, "Hey, can you put my face on a glass cutting board?" And it's I don't know why you'd want your face on that because people are going to be cutting your face the whole time, but I guess if you want to do that, sounds good to me. So
yeah.
it's been cool with some of these things that people come to me with, but like I said, if you want anything backpacks, if you want glass tumblers, steel tumblers, you name it, I can put a logo or a picture on anything you want.
Very interesting. Can you give us a couple of examples of somebody came to you and they're like, "Oh, I never," or you thought, "Oh, I never thought about that before," or that's a unique thing that they are asking for?
Yeah, actually, I made this thing behind me here. It's a glass picture frame, and it's just like a float frame. And I just decided to put a Muhammad Ali, and then it says, "If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough." They wanted some of those with their brand so that it looked like it was just floating, which I thought was a cool idea. I'd never thought of doing that, not only doing that, but I never thought I knew how to do it. But with the world of YouTube and if you got the right mentors and you got the right people around you, it's the easiest thing ever to figure out how to do
Yeah.
something. So that's one of the things that was a unique thing that kind of shifted my mindset of, wow, like there's a real possibility that I can do almost anything with this stuff. I just started creating more so off of that type of mindset.
Interesting. I'm curious, do you only work locally or can you work with anybody across the US?
I can work with anybody across the US. Only thing that would have to be is shipping wise, but shipping's easy. You get a account on like Pirate Ship or something like that. It's super simple to figure out how to ship stuff places and whatever it may be. I've sent stuff to California, Texas, Florida, New York. I'm from Minnesota myself. Trying to stay local to Minnesota is ideal because I like that personal touch and being able to stop by and see or help hand out whatever they may be handing out. But I also like working all across the country as well.
Yeah. Let's shift a little bit to the back end of the business of a company like this. When it comes to acquiring more customers, getting more orders, what does that currently look like from a lead generation and marketing perspective?
Most of my stuff right now is word of mouth or referrals from, believe it or not, other print companies that do have those minimums and they just can't do what a client wants them to do. So they refer them to me. But the majority of my stuff comes from word of mouth at this point. Having a full-time job in addition to doing this, I'm trying to scale in a way that doesn't overwhelm me while I'm working a full-time job. At the same time, I also have a lot of flexibility because I don't have any kids or anything of that sort. So no responsibilities on that side of it. And I'm not afraid of working nights and weekends. So
Yeah.
for me, it's getting out, doing some networking. I went golfing yesterday. Person that I was golfing with was an owner of a company. It's the easiest place to meet people is you got potentially 4 hours sitting with somebody that if you're good at having good conversation, You can have any conversation you want on a golf course. And he already emailed me today and asked me, hey, I want these hats. I want these golf ball markers. I want this and this. And I didn't even try to pitch him anything. I just told him what I did and how I did it and the things I was capable of doing. And just like that, I got a potential order in the door.
Yeah, no trust factor. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm curious, why not leave your full-time job?
That's an interesting question. I have a very stable and good full-time job that I work very hard at it, but I'm the only salesperson for the company and all my meetings are booked for me. So
Mhm.
it's really very low stress in that sense where
Yeah.
I get a notice that there is a meeting booked for me and I show up to that meeting similar to this where it's just on my calendar and I show up to it.
And it's online?
Everything I do is remote. Everything I do is like this. It's really nice for me because I do have that stable income in that role. So that's where it's tough for me to leave that at this time for
Yeah.
shifting full time to JTM sourcing.
What is that role? What are you selling?
I help companies streamline their verification of employment and verification of income processes. So what we do is we create an API from their payroll or HR system to, I work for a company called Hosted HR. We sell Verification Manager. We help create an API from their payroll system to Verification Manager so that when somebody calls in and says, hey, I need to verify Jordan's income so that he can qualify for this house, that company will say, we no longer handle this in-house, go to Verification Manager, they handle everything for us. So we're
Got
selling that. I'm selling that. So all of my appointments are set for me. I show up. The unfortunate part with the two roles is that role is focused on that enterprise level, 2,500 plus employees. And JTM sourcing is really at that 100 employees and under. So they really don't overlap in that way, which is
yeah.
unfortunate. At the same time, I'm building a very good network over here as well, so that if at any point I truly go all in on this, I can go to a lot of very large organizations for companies that a lot of us deal with every single day and start trying to sell or provide a service to them.
That's my next thought is what does the future look like for Jordan? If do you have any aspirations to go full-time into this, or do you just want to keep it going how it is? What's the idea there?
In a perfect world, I think everybody has the aspirations of going full time in their own role because you can set your own rules and do a lot of things in that way. Where I'm at right now, it's very hard for me to say that because I absolutely love sales.
Fair.
I think a lot of us love sales, but there's certain parts of the sales process that we don't necessarily enjoy. I'm not afraid of cold calling. I'm not afraid of doing those things and getting appointments. It just gets very tiring and you get wore out doing it all the time, every day. In my current role, it's very,
Chill.
I feel like every single day, I feel like I hit the lottery with this role. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's how do you leave that to go full time in something that now you're out there selling yourself all day, every day.
Yeah.
So
And forced to, I feel like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I can imagine from your perspective, you probably come across a lot less needy because you don't really need it if you want it,
that's a
right?
great way to say it. That is a great
Yeah.
way to see it because, like I said earlier, you can't be everything for everyone. With that being said, it's tough for me thinking about almost needing the business
Mhm.
versus me deciding who I can and don't want to work with in a
Yeah.
sense. So it's a very comfortable position for me to be in right now that if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I could get this for $2 on Vistaprint, I'm not afraid of telling them, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah. No
If I
worries.
was doing it
Well
full
said.
time, it might be a little bit different where I go, I'm only going to make 30 cents a item that I'm making for them, but I have to take this because I need the money.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you feel like what is the current biggest challenge to taking this to the next level if you wanted to?
I think production.
Got it.
Production levels. Right now, everything I do is out of my house. I have an entire, it's a bedroom, but I call it my craft room. And everything in there is built for JTM sourcing. I got my
Nice.
printers, I got my laser engraver, I got my precision cutter. I have everything in there for that. If somebody, my largest order to date was for a local bank and it was 150 shirts. every single shirt I had to touch, I had to do everything for it. So doing that, it took me a lot of time doing that. If there was a way for me to expedite that with production, with better equipment, better things of that sort, probably getting a warehouse, that would be my limiting factor right now and my real roadblock if I want to take it to the next level. Where I'm at right now, I'm capable of doing certain things. It just, I like to get things done within a week.
Yeah.
That's my turnaround time. But somebody comes to me with 150, 200 shirts, it might take a little bit longer than that. And now everything else is taking a back seat to that because I'm doing that. So I get a 200 shirt order, and then somebody comes to me and says, hey, I need 3 shirts. Which one do I prioritize?
Yeah, the 150 for sure.
Exactly. So that's where
Yeah.
I want to be quick turnarounds as much as possible. If I get huge orders like that, I have to do the huge order.
Yeah, no, 100%. That makes perfect sense. I guess if you were to think of the next, let's keep it short, next 6 to 12 months, do you want to keep the status quo going, or are there any shifts or changes that you're thinking of making?
No real shifts. I think the status quo is quality right now. I want to get more B2B clients. I want to get more commercial type clients. Not only that, but I have a few other ideas in mind with expanding off a little bit and creating my own brand. And the
Mm,
reason why I want to do that is I know that there's a large, especially with how much golf specifically, I'm a huge golfer, how much golf has exploded in the last 2 years, 3 years. I want to build off of that a little bit. And I'm actually looking at a few different clothing lines, the
mm.
sleek kind of modern clothing lines. And I'm actually wearing one of the shirts right now that I built for it. But I'm trying to build 2 different brands or one brand to build off of another that is really along those lines of if good golf and things of that sort, the YouTubers of golf. I really want to build something that fits my lifestyle and kind of the normal average golfer lifestyle that is really comfortable wear, comfortable clothes, comfortable, those type of things. I'm looking into those kind of things right now, but if I end up getting a bunch of commercial clients for JTM sourcing directly, I might put that on the back burner and maybe a year from now, and it might be too late at that point. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be too late, but I also think the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second,
Absolutely.
second best time is today.
And that's one of the things that I have always, with this in my mindset, has always really been around. Don't wait till it's perfect.
Yep, 100%. I have this written on my whiteboard over there. Imperfect action, fail forward, execute like a maniac. And
Absolutely.
I really believe that and live by it. I'm curious. This is super random, just a thought that I just had. It sounds like you're making a very decent side income from this. Have you ever thought about starting a coaching program around this and teaching people how to create a similar business?
I haven't. That's a great idea. I
Yeah,
have not even thought of that yet.
yeah,
I That's a great idea. And similar to when I started this to begin with, I didn't know where to start and I just started.
yeah.
That's a great idea that I don't know where to start. And maybe that's something that I just start.
Yeah. No, I think 'cause especially if it's something that you're enjoying and you're making legit money from this, then there's people like imagine people that are just stay-at-home moms doing something like this, or maybe somebody who just wants to start a side income and maybe they have kids that can help out with them. I can see it doing actually very well. We can talk about that a little bit after.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty cool. What is the best way for people to reach out to you?
Yeah, if they want to go to my website directly, it's JTM Sourcing. Think of it, join the movement sourcing.com. You can also directly email me at jordan@jtmsourcing.com, or feel free to give me a call, text message at 507-251-1746. I answer, everything goes to my phone, so I answer everything, email, phone, text, whatever it is. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you may have, or if you have an idea of a future event that you have coming up, a birthday, work event, a sales kickoff, whatever it may be. I've done a little bit of everything, and I'm happy to help brainstorm or come up with ideas with you to make it as impactful and important that you want it to be for your loved ones, your employees, whatever it may be.
Awesome. Jordan, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for coming on.
Perfect. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate your time as well.
Anytime. So that wraps up another insightful episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner and you're looking to scale your business and really enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to discover how we can support your growth journey. Until then, keep on climbing.